What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is something that I've been super excited to share with you guys ever since the idea started floating around. But I've been talking to a company for the last week or so. Just finalized the deal and I just got some of the products in, so I decided this would be a great time to shoot this video. For the upcoming season, I will be working with 6th Sense Lure Company. I'm super stoked. I've always loved that company and their attention to detail with all of their products. I think they're a super high quality company, and that really shows in all of their baits that they make. Generically, most guys, including myself, just kind of thought that 6th Sense was primarily a hard bait company. A lot of their products are crankbaits, but I didn't fully understand how much variety they actually had. After finalizing the deal and going through their website and actually receiving some of these products, I think some of these baits can be a huge player up in the northern region. I think a lot of guys up here don't really think of them as a go-to company just because, like I said, a lot of the stereotype might just be that, oh, it's common knowledge they make a lot of crankbaits, so they're a hard bait company. But that is not the case. So I'm super excited to get out on the lake here in the coming days, weeks, and showcase what these lures can do. I think they will put a lot of big largemouth and smallmouth in the boat, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. So we're going to get some of these baits out and get some close-up shots of them, tell you what I'm thinking of why I got them and how I think they can be applied up here in the Michigan area and the northern region in general. Here we have the Crush Flat 75X. This bait is 5/8 ounce and it dives 2 to 5 foot, and this is basically just your typical square bill with a really good paint job on it. Some of the other colors I have are a second one of that, just because a bluegill colored square bill does well in just about every single Michigan lake. Then I have these two kind of unique ones. I actually saw one of my buddies, Max, throwing this. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago now, this color here. It's just a very unique color that I don't think many other companies make, and he was actually catching some smallmouth on that in some current, so I'm definitely going to give that a try, probably out on St. Clair along with this color here. That's a nice bright color to target those fish in that stained water as they're moving up shallower. Another thing that I noticed right off the bat are the hooks that these baits compared with. They're super sticky. I don't know if they're Gamakatsu or what, but they're super sticky, and you definitely do not need to replace the hooks on that, which is a big bonus. So the second bait that I want to talk about is the Curve 55. This is a 3/8 ounce bait. That's basically just your medium diving crankbait. It dives 5 to 9 feet. Some of the other colors up here were some brighter ones for some stained water or some aggressive fish like out on St. Clair, and then you got like a darker craw color over here on the left. Those are the Curve 55s. Super excited about those. That's comparable to your rock crawler. Just a nice small medium diving crankbait with some really nice colors on it. So you definitely do not need to replace the hooks on this, which is a big bonus when buying crankbaits. So that is the second hard bait I want to talk about. I got a couple of those in different colors. And then the final guy here is their jerkbait that they make. This is the deeper version, and it's called the Provoke 106 DD, which is deep diver. This color is a little bit translucent, purple on the top, yellow on the bottom. Another pro of buying this jerkbait here is it already comes with super sticky hooks. It's not like Megabass where you're gonna have to replace the hooks that come stock on it. So again, this is the Provoke 106 DD that dives 4 to 7 foot. So just kind of that mid-range jerkbait that I think will work really well for some cold water fish or some suspending fish. Moving on to the next category here, we got some jigs. On the left, we got a swim jig that is just your pretty typical bluegill color with some good detail in that skirt and in that head. So under the skirt, there's actually a screw lock right there. I don't know if it'll focus so you guys can see that, but that allows you to put that swim bait down there or whatever you're trailing that swim jig with, whether it's a swim bait or like a little craw, and that allows you to just screw that on there so that thing will not come off. It'll probably put a few more fish in the boat before you have to swap those out. That's just your 3/8 ounce with a nice big weed guard and a heavy wire hook. Same thing here, 3/8 ounce swim jig. That's the Divine swim jig with the same hook, same dimensions, everything, just in an all white color. And then over here we have, that is kind of their structure jig. It's called their hybrid jig, and it's 1/2 ounce. That's just kind of your cross between straight green pumpkin and a little bit of blue in there to kind of mimic a bluegill. So that's a better look at the color of that 1/2 ounce hybrid jig. Nice big hook there to get good hook sets in them and a nice heavy weed guard. I'm excited about these baits. I think they'll put a lot of fish in the boat in a couple months here once those fish get out deeper and sit on some offshore structure. Alright, last up, I want to talk about their soft plastics. This might be kind of the category that's most under the radar. So this right here is 3.8 inches and this is 3.2 inches. Right off the bat, I really like the size. It's kind of like a cross between a Kitech like Easy Shiner and a Fat Impact. So this color here is Shad Scream, and then this color here is Bluegill Grass, I believe. This is the 3.8. So yeah, I think both of these baits will be a big player up here in Michigan, and they have a bunch of other colors that I'm excited to try out too in my next order. So those are the 3.8s there. Those are the 3.2s. Another bait we got over here is kind of their Ned rig, kind of like a little stick worm that you could wacky rig. I'm trying to make that focus. They call it the Ned Fry. The only thing about it on a Ned rig is you're probably going to have to cut it down just a hair, at least personally I would want to, just to make it a little bit smaller profile. But the cool thing about this bait is that it's completely buoyant, so if you put that on a Ned head, that whole worm is going to stand straight up like that and give it some really good action when you're shaking that or dragging it back across rocks or wood or whatever cover you're fishing. That's just a little two-tone color that is electric shiner there, but I'm excited to use that bait. I think if you trim that down like to right about there, that could be a really nice bait on the back of a Ned rig. And then probably the biggest sleeper on their whole website is right here. It's the Flush. It is a 5.2 inch soft jerk bait, and it's very comparable to a full-size Z2 that Strike King makes. That's Elastec, except this bait is not Elastec, so it's going to hold scent a little bit better. Overall, it has that same profile of a bigger minnow. It's in that 5.2 inch size. And a fun fact for most people that probably have never even heard. Some dude last year won a BFL out on St. Clair throwing this bait last summer. So it's definitely tried and true, and I'm excited to put it to the test on some lakes that have some bigger fish like Lake St. Clair. So when those fish are aggressive and eating big bait later in the summer, I think this could be a great bait to drop shot and catch some great big ones on. Okay guys, so that is just an overall summary of the baits that I got in my first order. I'm excited to put some of those hard baits to the test out on St. Clair. I'm trying to make a trip out there in the next week or two, as well as some of these soft plastics and some of these swim baits here, I think. A lot of them go under the radar, and hopefully I can start to showcase the other sides of Sixth Sense that guys up here in the north might not necessarily know about or might not have used. So I'm excited to do that. I will provide you guys with a link down below in the description that will actually give you guys 10% off anything on Sixth Sense. So you can go to that website at any point, use that code, and get yourself 10% off anything as many times as you want it. So that code isn't just like a one-time thing. So that is a great tool for you guys if you want to try out any of these baits for yourself. So hopefully the next video will be out chasing some big smallmouth here. I'm kind of waiting on this weather to warm up just a little bit. It's still like 30 degrees out and it's April 18, whatever it is. So hopefully the next time I pull the camera out, we'll be on the water. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, super excited to be working with Sixth Sense this year. Thanks for watching.